Are you sure that Elizabeth went back to work already?
I saw her myself. Biggest life, answering phones, mucking about with charts like life is but a dream, and she never tried to kill me.
Siobhan, it wasn't intentional.
No, as far as I'm concerned, Elizabeth has suffered no consequences whatsoever. But let's just say that you and all of Elizabeth's defenders are right, and that she injected me with the wrong meds on accident because she was emotionally fragile, which is a joke, by the way. But even if it's true, she shouldn't be back at work 2 weeks later like nothing ever happened.
Any more than you should be up and around and, you know...
And what? Making trouble?
Are you serious about refiling the malpractice suit?
Well, it's my duty, isn't it? I could be saving the life of the next innocent patient who has the unfortunate bad luck of winding up in Elizabeth's OR.
Look, I know you're terrible at doing nothing. Pick up a paintbrush.
Where is this coming from?
You used to love painting. Lizzie, take this unexpected gift of time and use it to get recentered.
I'm not feeling very artistic these days.
You shouldn't be at work. It's too soon.
Okay, I know where you're coming from. You don't trust me around patients, and I completely understand. I don't blame you, but you don't have to worry. I'm strictly clerical.
It's not a matter of trust. You're pushing yourself way too hard. You know what happened the last time you did that? You made a mistake that could have been fatal, and thank God nobody died. But it's reckless to tempt fate again.
It's different this time. And right now, Lucky needs me here.
That makes it even worse.
So come on. Sign out for 2 hours. Go on a little picnic with your attention-starved husband.
I'd love to.
Good. Say no more.
But I cannot.
You should have quit while you were ahead.
Look, a few weeks ago I wouldn't have hesitated to say yes. But now I cannot take off on a slow afternoon like the rest of the little people. I'm chief of staff now. Okay. Are we done here?
As a potential employee, you're leaving me unimpressed. Now, when I ask for something, I expect immediate compliance. Yet you're still wearing that unfortunate shirt.
If you want to find out if I'm armed, well, the answer is yes.
Well, that's not the kind of weaponry that particularly interests me. As you can see, I am well endowed already. Now, tell me again just how you're dying to work for me.
I feel like I'm all on my own on this, Lucky. Like no one is on my side.
Calm down, all right? I think Elizabeth got herself reinstated to help me with a case I'm working on.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that Elizabeth had a second career as a policewoman. Although I guess that would explain the distraction.
The department is looking into a drug theft situation which appears to originate from General Hospital. Now, I told Elizabeth about it. I didn't specifically ask her to go back to work immediately, but I did ask for her help.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can we forget about Elizabeth for a moment and go to the part where you're investigating a drug theft?
Yeah, what about it?
What about it? You're a recovering addict. Prescription pills were the drug of your choice. And you're still reeling from your son's death and from your father's responsibility in disappearance.
None of that affects my ability to perform my job.
This is me you're talking to, Lucky. Why in God's name would you put yourself in a situation that would tempt you to use?
Lucky's working on an investigation that might involve the hospital.
In what way?
I can't tell you anything more than that.
Why are you so concerned with Lucky's police business?
Because he needs somebody, a staff member, to look out for things.
Things?
Yeah, you know, like suspicious behavior and just things. Why are you looking at me like that? This is a positive step for me.
How?
Well, being able to help Lucky for a change makes me feel good, and being involved in a police investigation is out of the norm and kind of
I'd be concerned enough if you were using work as a crutch, or if you truly believe you should be back here when clearly you shouldn't be. But coming back as a way to make yourself important to Lucky Rat's just way beyond concern, straight up to alarm.
He's my friend. Why is it so wrong to want to help him out?
Okay, look, I see what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Helping Lucky out is another way for you to stay connected with him, and that's not healthy for either one of you.
Why can't you just be happy I'm whole and functioning?
Because you're not. I'm not the chief of staff anymore, and I can't block. your reinstatement. I am asking you, please reconsider.
You know, you are doing an awe-inspiring job as chief of staff.
Really? I think so.
Yeah, you've only been on the job for, what, 2 weeks, and already you've implemented new procedures and increased efficiency.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Everyone is very, very impressed. Some a little more surprised than others, but not me, because I knew my perfectionist wife would thrive at a job like this. But you can't always be dotting the I's and crossing the T's. You need to recharge those batteries.
This challenge has actually been energizing for me, not exhausting. What, you think I'm overzealous?
Only in the best possible way. But okay, how many times have you said that life is about balance?
This is true.
Right, so we need a little more balance. So let me take you out of here just a couple hours. I want to hang out with my wife, not my boss. A little picnic as equals. Yeah?
You're so good at talking me into things. I just have to finish this. Just give me 1 second.
Nurse Romeo, call cardiologist. Nurse Diane
Oh, I get it.
cardiologist.
Yeah. What?
Hi, Matt.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah,
Busy.
you are the designated diversion. I see that you people don't want me implementing these new procedures, so you think you can distract me with flowers and sex in the park.
That is not true. Entirely.
You are so busted. 1 point for the chief, and guess what? Taking you off of the rotation.
Nice. Subtle.
You.
Don't me. You should be a PI.
I think we need to discuss what this job entails from my perspective. I have no problem protecting you or your property, but I have a strict non-fraternization policy. I've learned the hard way that it's a really bad idea to mix business and pleasure.
Oh, well, then we have another conflict. I require specialized services. I'm surprised that Luke didn't mention that he was well aware. Maybe because Luke didn't send you, after all?
Well, Luke and I, all we really discussed was money. He said you paid well and pointed me in the right direction, and that was it.
Oh, I do pay well for services rendered. Non-compliance is grounds for dismissal.
Huh. Luke also advised me to, keep my distance from you. What was that word he used to describe you? What was it? It was, lethal. Yeah, that was it.
So, you're rejecting me because Luke said you should?
Well, I don't know you. Luke does, so I'm just deferring to his judgment.
Oh, and here I thought you were being faithful to your insipid girlfriend.
Excuse me?
Oh, honestly. Lulu is no brighter than her mother. Your feeble story didn't sell.
It was the best I could come up with in such short time.
Well, I recognized you the moment you came in the room, Officer Falconeri. Oh, poor Luke. His son a policeman, his daughter fawning over one. No wonder he drank.
Wow, you did your homework.
Well, staying current with the Spencer affairs is a lifelong study. No, I can make a very strong case for their predictability. I expect Lulu to make a most undignified entrance any moment now.
Back off my boyfriend, you old bat.
Exhibit A.
I'm working the program. Relapse is not in the game plan.
Okay, I admit I don't know that much about recovery. But doesn't your program encourage you to stay away from situations that could prove...
I wouldn't be much use to the department if I avoided every investigation that involved drugs, would I?
It sounds like you're working overtime to rationalize taking on this assignment. What concerns me is why...
I'm not rationalizing anything, Siobhan. I'm just explaining the reality of my situation.
Port Charles is teeming with mobsters. I'm sure that there's a very nice murder that he's investigating.
I won't ask to be relieved of my duty.
Because it's tailor-made for personal destruction. You've taken a beating, emotionally speaking, and you're definitely your father's son. Why are you going to tempt fate by taking on this drug case?
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
You're not this mean to me, Lucky. I am afraid for you. And I'm afraid for myself as well, I'll admit it. The first step down the slippery slope into drugs, the next step back into Elizabeth's arms, and I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to lose you. Certainly not to your addiction, and definitely not to your ex-wife.
Siobhan, I appreciate your concern. Okay, I really do. But you're the one who's not listening to me. I don't duck cases, even when they're difficult.
I'm not going to stand here and be a hypocrite and tell you that I think it's okay.
I'm always happy to see you. You sound like you could use a hug.
Please. Don't let go.
Now, why don't you tell me what's wrong?
Well, I've already told you that I let my sister come back to work too soon. After her romantic rival nearly died because of one of her mistakes.
Right.
Which leads to the next bad decision. Robin, in her infinite wisdom as chief of staff, reinstated Elizabeth. Administrative duty at least, but nonetheless, there she is, ripe to make another mistake.
Okay.
All because I made Robin chief of staff in the first place.
Steve, that seemed like a very sound decision at the time. Robin is terrifyingly competent.
Well, she's also very full of herself right now. Don't even get me started.
Well, have you voiced these concerns to Elizabeth?
Yes. You know what I found out?
What?
Elizabeth came back to work to help Lucky. In other words, to open the door for reconciliation.
How's Elizabeth being at the hospital going to have anything to do with the relationship with Lucky?
He's working on some big hush-hush case. I'm assuming drugs. She won't give me the details.
So what, she's going to be his eyes and ears at the hospital?
No, she's not ready for this. She's too fragile. And she's very capable of making a fatal patient error from behind the desk, especially if she's distracted by the blinding light of her savior.
I can see why you're worried.
If she screws up again, losing her license will be the least of it. The guilt and the self-blame will eat her alive.
You are both trespassing. No, you came into my home under false pretenses, and you simply came barging in. Now, I could shoot you both and be well within my rights.
Can we skip the death threats? We just have a few questions and then we can go.
Well, it seems anticlimactic for the two of you to just shamble out the front door without so much as a gun battle with the guards. No, it could still be arranged.
Hey, we get it. You're scary and dangerous and we shouldn't be here. And we'll leave as soon as you tell me where my father is.
Has it not occurred to you in all of that magnificent self-absorption that Luke has no desire to see you?